Welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update across South Sudan and beyond. Today we bring you important update from South Sudan. We will discuss two major stories that have attracted public attention. First, we'll look at the Acholi community in eastern Equatoria state has raised concern about mineral exploration activities taking place in their areas. Community leaders say that local people and traditional authorities must be included in decisions involving their land and natural resources. They warn that ignoring communities during mining activities could create anger, disagreement, and even future conflict. Second, in this report, we will look at the ongoing special court case involving South Sudan first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, the SPLM-IO leader. Dr. Riek Machar has told the court that he has faced restriction, including limited access to his lawyers and newspaper while preparing his defense. The court has responded by giving direction on how communication between accused person and their lawyer should happen. We will explain this development in detail, including what they mean for South Sudan peace process, governance, and future stability. Before we move on, if you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to subscribe, hit the notification bell so whenever we upload any video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with Acholi community warn about possible conflict over mining activities. According to this information, the Acholi community in South Sudan has raised a serious concern about mineral exploration activities happening in part of eastern Equatoria state. Community leaders said the local people have not been properly consulted before mining companies and other group started exploring natural resources in Acholi areas. According to the community, land and natural resources are important issues that directly affect the life of local people. They believe that communities living in these areas must have a choice in decision about mining and other development activities. The warning came after an extended consultative meeting held by Acholi leaders in Juba on July 19, 2026. During the meeting, community representative discussed many issues affecting the Acholi people, including governance, security, development, natural resources, politics, and peace agreement implementation. After discussion, leaders released several resolutions explaining their position on these important matters. One of the biggest concerns was the reported mineral exploration activities taking place in Acholi areas without enough involvement of local communities. The Acholi community leaders say that development activities should not happen without communication and cooperation with the people who live on the land. They say traditional leaders and local residents must be part of discussion before any company begin mining activities. The community believes that natural resources belong not only to the government or investor, but also affect the people who depend on the land for their life and livelihood. For many communities in South Sudan, land is connected to identity, culture, history, and survival. When decisions are made without involving local people, it creates feeling of exclusion and frustration. For that reason, the Acholi leadership therefore agreed that they should urgently engage government officials and companies involving in mining activities. Their goal is to ensure that communities are consulted first, local concerns are considered, people benefit from natural resources found in their areas, and mining activities do not create social problems. The leader warned that ignoring these concerns could create tension that may later become difficult to control. Well, across many countries, natural resources such as gold, oil, and mineral can bring development when they are managed properly. However, when communities feel excluded from decision about their resources, disagreement can increase. South Sudan has experienced conflict connected to political disagreement, land dispute, and competition over resources. Because of this story, many communities are calling for transparency and fairness when it comes to natural resources. The Acholi community said preventing conflict requires listening to local people before problems become bigger. They believe that cooperation between communities, government institutions, and investors is the best way to ensure peaceful development. During the meeting, Acholi leader also call on their politician. They call on the politician and public official to work together. They say leaders should put the interests of their communities first and protect the right of local people. The community wanted that. They warn against action that could weaken unity or allow outside interests to take advantage of division among the people. According to the resolution, protecting land and natural resources require cooperation among everyone, including political leaders, traditional leaders, youth, women, religious leaders, and community members. The leader said unity is necessary if the community wants to successfully address challenges facing them. Well, apart from the mining issue, the Acholi community meeting also discussed the wider political situation in South Sudan. Community leaders call on President Salva Kiir Mayardit and opposition leader to solve their disagreement through dialogue. They say continual political tension could threaten peace and stability in the country. The leader encouraged political actors to respect the peace process and avoid decisions that could increase instability. They also recognized that South Sudan continued to face many challenges, including political disagreement, economic difficulties, security problems, and delay in implementing the peace agreement. The community call on all leaders to put national interests above personal or political differences. Let's move on to our second top story. Dr. Riek Machar raised complaint over access to lawyer and court restrictions. The ongoing special court case involving South Sudan's suspended first Vice President Riek Machar and the SPLMIO leader Dr. Machar has continued to attract national and international attention. Dr. Riek Machar and 7 other individuals are facing serious charges connected to the Nasser incident, which happened in March 2025. During the latest court session, Dr. Riek Machar raised concern about his ability to prepare his defense. He told the judge that he has faced restrictions that have made communication with his legal team difficult. According to Dr. Riek Machar, he has not been given enough access to his lawyers and has also faced restrictions regarding newspaper and other material. He stated that these restrictions affect his ability to properly prepare his defense against the accusations brought against him. During the 100th session of the special court, Dr. Riek Machar, who is listed as the 5th accused person, spoke about his concern. He told the judge that security personnel had stopped him from having regular communication with his defense lawyers. According to him, lawyers who usually visit to provide assistance have faced difficulty entering or meeting with the accused person. Dr. Riek Machar explained that his defense team played an important role in helping him prepare legal documents and organize his argument for court. He stated that without proper communication with his lawyers, it became harder for him to defend himself. He told the court that the accused person have rights that must be protected throughout the legal process. Dr. Machar also told the court that access to newspaper had been restricted. He explained that newspapers were previously provided to the accused person, but that this practice had stopped. He argued that reading information from outside source is important because accused person need to understand what is happening in the country while preparing their defense. He also mentioned that even a small item brought by lawyers such as sweet and water had been stopped by security personnel. For Dr. Riek Machar, these restrictions represent unnecessary pressure on him and the other accused person. He described the situation as intimidation and requested protection from the court. Dr. Machar also raised concern about the relationship between the prosecution team and its different lawyers. He accused the leader prosecutor Acholi of intimidating members of the defense team. According to Dr. Machar, his lawyers help him prepare written document for the court. He explained that he writes some of his own materials, give them to his lawyers, and they help organize and type them before returning them to him. He said this process is necessary because preparing a legal defense requires communication between accused person and their lawyers. Dr. Machar asked the court to make sure that defense lawyers can perform their duties without interference. However, the lead prosecutor rejected Dr. Riek Machar accusation. Prosecutor Acholi told the court that the claims were not supported by evidence. He stated that Dr. Machar did not explain exactly how the prosecution had intimidated different lawyer or accused person. The prosecutor argued that accusation against the prosecution should be supported with clear examples. He also raised another issue before the court. He told the judge that Dr. Machar has continued wearing a tie when appearing in court, saying this was against court procedures. The prosecutor requested that all accused persons follow the rules established by the court. According to this information, judge responded to both sides. The presiding judge, James Alala Deng, responded to the concern raised by both the defense and prosecution. The judge emphasized that the court is a legal institution and all parties must respect legal procedures. He criticized the defense team for what he described as allowing accused person to take too much responsibility in presenting their own argument. The judge reminded the lawyer that their role is to represent and guide their client. According to the judge, accused person cannot directly address the court whenever they want. Instead, legal arguments and submission should normally be presented through their lawyers. At the same time, Judge Alala Deng made clear that accused persons have the right to communicate with their lawyers. He said different lawyers must be allowed to meet their client according to the law. The judge explained that communication between lawyers and accused persons is necessary for a fair trial. He says such meeting can happen at approved locations, including first by President Dr. Machar, resident in Amarat of the place where the other accused persons are being held. However, the meeting must follow official procedures and require proper notification. The judge said transparency is important so that both the court and the public can have confidence in the legal process. The judge also addressed the issue of exchanging documents between lawyers and accused person. He explained that defense team are allowed to provide document and legal material to their client. This is necessary because accused person need to understand the case against them and participate in preparing their defense. The judge also discussed access to newspaper and magazine. He said accused person may access such material with permission from the court. Regarding items such as food, sweet, or drink brought by a visitor, the judge said these must also follow court security procedures. Another issue discussed was the wearing of tie by accused person. The court explained that restrictions on certain clothing items are related to security concern. The judge said the court is responsible for maintaining security inside the courtroom and ensuring the safety of everyone involved. He reminded all parties that the case should not become personal. Instead, it should remain a legal process based on evidence and the law. The judge warned against turning legal disagreement into personal attack. He encouraged both the prosecution and defense to communicate respectfully. Judge Alala Deng emphasized that the court case must be treated as a legal matter. He said disagreement between the prosecution and the defense should be handled through legal procedures. The judge reminded everyone involved that the quorum is a place for justice, not political confrontation. He encouraged all sides to respect the authority of the court. The judge's message was that fairness depend on the following the rule and allowing both sides to present their arguments. After hearing the consent, the court postponed proceeding until July 27th. The next session will focus on the different presentation of the fourth accused person, Lieutenant General Gabriel Doblam. General Doblam is the Deputy Chief of Defense Force of the South Sudan People Defense Force, commonly known as SSPDF. He is among those facing charges related to the Nasser incident. Dr. Machar is not the only person facing charge in this case. The other accused individuals are Potkang Chol, Mampaldo Gadwich Lampoch, Lieutenant General Gabriel Doblam, Camilo Ganmichael, Mading Yakrik, Dominic Gadgokrik. Together with Dr. Machar, they face several serious charges including murder, conspiracy, terrorism, treason, destruction of public property, crimes against humanity. However, all accused persons have denied the accusation against them. They maintain that they are innocent and they will defend themselves through the legal process. Well, thank you for watching. Let's meet on the next video. Bye-bye.